What is going on, guys? We are back from Orlando, and Orlando was a trip and a half. I had a phenomenal time, met a lot of cool people, met some fans, got some good battles in, ended up going 7-3 and got 57th out of 780. So I think that was a pretty good show, and if I do say so myself. It was a blast, and I was basically kind of could have been a crit away from maybe getting top 32, could have gotten A2, but it is what it is, baby. We are back, and this is my team right here. Of course, there's a rental code that's going to be down for you guys down below if you want to play the team yourself. And I'm going to go over my team real quick just to say the strategy or show you the strategy here and what you're basically going to do so you don't go in blind when you're playing this team. So basically, the heart and soul of this team was Grimmsnarl. Dual screens, spear break, misty terrain. Grimmsnarl was almost always a lead for me. I'd say like 99 out of 100 games, let's just say, I led Grimmsnarl. There was very rare times where I didn't go Grimmsnarl. I'm honestly drawing a blank. That's how often I go Grimmsnarl lead here. But I want to say against like certain trick rooms, maybe like an Oranguru trick room or against Fergraph. Not even Fergraph though, like I forgot, like, if I got blown back in game 1 or something like that, maybe I wouldn't go Grimmsnarl, I go, like, Golden Go and Moongaze instead, or I would go, like, Arcanine Iron Hands, or maybe instead of going Grimmsnarl Arcanine, I would have got Grimmsnarl Iron Hands. So, like, either way, Grimmsnarl mostly led for me almost every single game. Very rare when I didn't, and I honestly can't remember when I didn't lead it, but I know there was maybe 1 or 2 times I didn't lead, I put it in the back or didn't bring it at all. For example, if you're versing Parish Trap or Parish Song, you don't bring Grimmsnarl. Screens are not going to help you. You're going to get Trap I Got to tell. You can go Terra Ghost and switch out, but like wasting your Terra to do that feels really bad. But against those Parish Trap teams, you're not bringing Grimmsnarl. Those screens are not helping you. He's not doing any damage output, and Mr. Terrain is most likely going to do nothing for you. So against Parish Trap or Parish Song, you do not bring Grimmsnarl. You just bring big hard hitters and try to power through. Or just Golden Go, so for a Parish Trap. But we'll get to that in a bit. Basically, I love Misty Terrain. Misty Terrain was phenomenal. It was great against freaking Trick Room. Armor Erosion Deity, get rid of that, make the Expanded Force way weaker. And it also was phenomenal against Opposing and Amoonguss. You ain't going to sleep. Lowest Talonflame, you ain't getting burns. Hypnosis from other Standing Shocks, you ain't getting put to sleep. Love this mon, phenomenal. EVs, IVs, all that good stuff in the description down below as well. Or I'm going to put the Pokepaste in the description down below, so you see it there. But that was Grimmsnarl, the bread and butter, the heart and soul of this team. And then next up was his partner in crime, the lovely Iron Hands. Now, Iron Hands, it was usually Grimmsnarl Arcanine. I should say usually, but a good bit of times it was either Grimmsnarl Arcanine lead or a Grimmsnarl Iron Hands lead. I would go Grimmsnarl Arcanine if their physical attackers didn't have Clear Amulet, if he had a lot of physical attackers, and if I knew he was going to go with like if he had like big bulky physical attackers, you go Arcanine, lower their attack kind of thing, and then take it from there, snarl the Trick Room users and whatnot. But if I didn't do that, I would go Grimmsnarl Iron Hands and just try to go for early Swords Dance and catch my opponent with that pants down kind of thing, just get caught and be like, yo, we got it, Swords Dance turn 1, and this thing is so bulky behind screens, plus Drain Punch and Swords Dance, getting a big recovery, and that Citrus Berry is so freaking good as well, getting 25% of your health back. This thing is so beefy and bulky with the HP stat there, you're getting a lot of recovery from the 25%. So basically, Grimmsnarl, Iron Hands, Grimmsnarl, Arcanine, and then you just take the battle from there, play as you need be. Iron Hands is phenomenal. This team just eats like things like Garganacl live. You did not care about Garganacl at all. I loved when I saw Garganacl. My opponent brought it. Basically, you get one Swords Dance, and if they Terra to Ghost, sure, you have Wild Charge. Almost one shots it. If they don't Terra the Garganacl, Drain Punch kills at +2. Or I should say guaranteed. I don't know if it was a guarantee, but all the Garganacls I versed in practice and the ones in tournament, Drain Punch at +2 killed them all in one shot. So didn't have to worry about that too much at all. It was phenomenal. Iron Hands is a unit. This mon is the second or most used Pokemon for a reason. Phenomenal mon. Give it a go. Grimmsnarl Iron Hands lead or Grimmsnarl Arcanine lead. Arcanine would lead, like I said, if I saw a bunch of physical attackers, but that didn't have Clear Amulet. Against Trick Room leads, I would definitely go this as well. Just snarl them, make them really weak. Torkoal is a little bit of a problem for this team, so you got to use your Arcanine wisely, because Arcanine is basically your Torkoal answer. If they get a free Trick Room off and then you kill, like say they get Trick Room off and you kill the Indeedee, oh great, I killed the Indeedee, awesome. Then bring in Torkoal for free and get like the maximum turns of Trick Room. That's not what you want to do. You want to make sure you have an answer for that Torkoal, and then snarl it, AV. Like with the light screen and the AV, Eruption was literally doing like 30 damage to Arcanine. It was insane, after, like, especially after like neg 1. So you snarl them. They're eventually gonna like rotate the Torkoal out, and you can kind of force it. kind of force it out with some special attack drops there. But then when they get trick and reset and you have full speed back in your control, you can put it to sleep with a Moongus kind of thing and then deal with it from there. Or just kill it outright, or just do big damage to it behind the screen. So Arcanine, phenomenal mon. E-Speed, obvious. Flameblitz, obvious. Snarl, obvious. Psychic Fangs was phenomenal against opposing Grimmsnarls or any screen setters in general. Psychic Fangs, pop their screens, and bada bing, bada boom, you're good to go. In one matchup, I had Psychic Fangs, my Arcanine, my opponent did it. I was able to get rid of his screens, and because of that, my Sandy Shocks was able to give me the dub there. We'll go over that in a bit. But Psychic Fangs was phenomenal in the Arcanine. You can replace that with, I don't know what, but screens I think is going to be more prominent. Grimmsnarl on the rise, in my opinion. So, get that Psychic Fangs going, baby. Break those screens, break the Aurora Veil, break, I think it's all break. Screens, Aurora Veil. Yeah, either way. That is the beautiful Arcanine right there. Phenomenal mon. And then E-Speed to break sashes on, like, iron bundles and just do some chip damage before you die or something like that. Great, great, great freaking mon there. Now, Sandy Shocks. This Pokemon, I didn't bring that much, but when I did, he was an absolute game changer. I remember talking to one of my opponents about him. He's like, oh, how do you feel about Sandy Shocks? And I was like, I like him, but I'm sometimes too nervous to bring him. And I kind of wish I wasn't. You know, I kind of wish I brought him more often. Because most of the times you're going to bring like Grimmsnarl, Iron Hands, Arcanine, and then one of these three. Most likely Amoonguss to redirect. We'll get that to a bit. So it's mostly Grimmsnarl, Arcanine, Iron Hands, and Amoonguss is my usual go-to 4 core right there. But this boy right here, my man Dingleberg, put in some work. He was phenomenal. I actually had like a mirror match. We had the same exact team against my round like 6 opponent, or round 6 opponent. Great person, name was Roz. This was basically why I won the matchup. I had a Sandy Shocks and he had Bundle, I think. And I was able to just outspeed with my boost energy, get the speed boost, T-bolt it, and I work with his sash, like Arcanine E-speed it. And then I have his sash is broken. I T-bolt instead, I outspeed it instead. Granted, he didn't have a speed boost on his, but because I had a speed boost on mine, I was able to kill his, what do you call it? I was able to power through his Arcanine and his bundle because I had Earth Power T-Bolt. It was phenomenal, man. It was absolutely phenomenal, dude. This thing, when I brought it, was great. I brought it maybe 5 or 6 times out of all my battles, but every time I brought it, it was a game changer. Put in the work. Earth Power T-Bolt was able to just do what it needed to do. And also pick up some kills on Fluttermanes as well because I would outspeed it with speed boost, booster energy. So, great thing not doing as much damage to Mischievous because it has huge special defense, or I should say Fluttermane. But even still, outspeeding it, being able to get a nice little 30-40% chunk on it with T-Bolt, Earth Power was nice, and sometimes killed it because it was already so low from a physical attack. So, Dinkelberg, my boy, put in the work, love this thing. Kind of wanted to bring it more, but I was too nervous. I wanted to stick to my 4 core right there, the 4 I just said. But, when I did bring him, absolute game changer, phenomenal mon, Terra Grass, you can be able to sleep, resist ground, resist, water, all that good stuff right there. Basically, it can't be Spore. That's why he's Terra Grass. And then also Terra Blast, Terra Grass for Gastrodons, because Gastrodon was a little bit of a nuisance for this team. And again, because I had this, my opponent had a Gastrodon. And I guess it wasn't a mirror match because he had Bundle and Gastrodon. I had these guys here, but either way, it's pretty much almost the same exact team, which is really cool. We both saw it. We both like popped off a little bit. But yeah, dude, this thing was phenomenal when I brought him. Amoonguss, absolute MVP. Terra Water here because I needed to answer for Torkoals. Like I said, I kind of like overprepped for Torkoal. I didn't really see too many Torkoals, but the ones I did see, I was able to win because of being like Terra Water to eat up an Eruption or a Fire attack and just sit there, eventually Spore or whatever. So this was phenomenal in that matchup for sure against Trick Room. I love this mon so much. Basically, you do what you gotta do. Grimmsnarl eventually drops. You bring in this bad boy right here. When Grimmsnarl drops, usually Iron Hands, I would say, is almost always alive. So I just bring in the Amoonguss. I would Rage Patter. I would Spore. I would Pollen Puff. I would Clear Smog. Amoonguss is great against the Dozos. If they're not Terra Grass, you put them to sleep. If they are Terra Grass, you Clear Smog them. If they're Terra Steel, you Spore them. Basically just Rage Patter this damage away from Iron Hands if you have to, or just Pollen Puff them back to even more. You just basically, this whole team revolved around Iron Hands and Grimmsnarl, and then you just bring in this bad boy later on, just redirect the damage, Pollen Puff it, Rage Patter support it, and just put things to sleep as you needed. This thing was phenomenal. Sometimes I would even lead Amoonguss Iron Hands if it was that zesty. Grimmsnarl was just, I don't know. I know I definitely did, but I can't remember why I did. I would lead like Amoonguss Iron Hand sometimes. Not often though. It's mostly always Grimmsnarl, Arcanine Grimmsnarl. This thing or even Grimmsnarl Golden Go sometimes. But that is Amoonguss' job there. Of course, Rocky Helmet, Follow Me, Redirection, Break a Sash, which is phenomenal as well. Break a Sash on like I don't know what his sash maybe sometimes it was like an iron shreds had sash or iron or gray tusk did. Not often those, mostly life orbs and things like that. But this guy was so freaking good, man. Love this Amoonguss. Obviously regenerates phenomenal. Palm Puff, Clear Smog, Rage Patter, Spore, pretty self-explanatory. Last but not least, our boy Golden Go. Now, what was the point of this mon? I was really scared of Perish Song. I didn't see it at all. But I knew like this team is basically based off Ally, but BGC's team didn't really know that. But that team hard lost to Perish Song, and like it was a doozy. So I said, you know what? Let me just bring this guy. I can put him in the front. I can put him in the back. I can't be trapped by the Gothitelle, and you can't put him in a sleep or anything like that. So I just go. If I saw that, I'd like usually like Amoonguss and Golden Go. Or like if I said like, you know what? Iron Hands kind of got bopped that round. He got doubled into. My opponent made like he just played really well. Got my Iron Hands really taken care of pretty quickly. I would leave like Amoonguss and Golden Go. And then he's also Cobra Cloak, so you can't be snarled, you can't be any kind of stat drops. Obviously, with your great ability, good as gold, you can't get any statuses on him. So I'd sometimes go Amoonguss and Golden Go, and just go Nasty Plot, Rage Pattern. You know, make them deal with that. Nasty Plot, Rage Pattern, I have a big Make It Rain coming. I got big Shadow Balls, you know. I'm max HP, max depth, so I could have some bulk there and live some things. Like I could live opposing Shadow Balls and things like that pretty well. That's just like pretty well, but especially if I had screens, then I'm living pretty well. But I just get a big Shadow Ball off at +2, big Make It Rain, you know. Golden Go, I didn't bring him often, but again, when I did, he was phenomenal. You know, I made the right adjustments bringing Golden Go. Sometimes the Grimmsnarl Iron Hands didn't work out, so Grimmsnarl Kellogg's or Amoonguss Kellogg's was just phenomenal, dude. Just get that Cobra Cloak, can't be snarled, just Nasty Plot for free in Arcanine's face kind of thing. Go Terra Water so it can be Flare Blitzed, and then just proceed to roll with Make It Rain, Shadow Balls, big damage. It was phenomenal. Loved that thing when I brought it. Didn't bring it too often, but I brought it more than Sandy Shocks, and it was just a great mon to have, and it won me my last game for sure too. Beautiful mon against a Trick Room matchup. Could go 7-3 versus Trick Room again. I versus Trick Room like 5 times, 6 times. But I lost to it once, unfortunately. The other ones I won. But yeah, man, that was a team. Like I said, Torkoal's a little problematic, and then also the Annihilate Mousehole could be problematic as well. Another reason why I have this Sandy Shocks here could outspeed the Fire type Annihilate and Earth Power Raid, or like if I got power through the Rat, you know, you gotta like kind of double team into the Rat slots, so to get the beat ups off there. But it is a little problematic, that matchup for sure, but it's definitely winnable still. You can definitely finagle and win that game. It is obviously hard if they have City Galaxies on the Rat, but overall, that is my team. We got 57th in Orlando. The team was phenomenal. The team is great. Like I said, most of the time, you're going to be going Grimmsnarl, Iron Hands, Arcanine, Golden Go. I mean, Amoonguss. Otherwise, you're going like Amoonguss, Golden Go. Maybe even get Sandy Shocks in there. Grimmsnarl. Like, Grimmsnarl was brought almost every single game except for, like, Perish. There's no reason to bring this thing to Perish. You just gotta lose. Like, there's no chance you bring this thing in Perish. You're gonna be sitting there and setting up screens as you just died to the Perish song. So, you don't bring that to Perish song at all. If they have, like, random tech Perish song, like Perish song on, like, Fluttermane, yeah, you can. But they're specifically, you can see the team. Specifically built for Perish song, you're not bringing this guy. You're bringing, like, Golden Go, Sandy Shocks, Iron Hands, and like Amoonguss, put things asleep and try to like get some juice back in your favor there. So that is the squad in general. We got 57th. Of course, there's a referral code down below for you guys to check out and use this team yourself. Give it a go. Let me know what you think. Some people were like, "Yo, maybe you should try to bring Fluttermane instead of the Sandy Shocks." And I said, "Yeah, that's definitely a good option for sure." But I really liked having this thing just to have an answer for Gastrodon. I mean, Drain Punches do bop Gastrodon pretty well, but we just wanted to stab grass just in case we needed it for, like, bulky water types and the Gastrodons. And I don't know. I really like Sandy Shocks. He looks cool in game, so I wanted to bring him. And that was, I think, one Sandy Shocks made top 32. Could be wrong about that, but either way, that is my squad. It was awesome. Give it a go. My friends will be live on Twitch later today, too, playing against you guys. So make sure to check me out on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Drewby. And give the team a go. Let me know what you think. Have a great day, my friends. And you better believe, now that I got 50 CP, I'll be at more tournaments. So I'll see you guys IRL as well. Have a great day. Stay beautiful. Stay sexy. Stay healthy. We'll see you next time. Fancy outro, yeah. Was that good?